Hey everyone, it's Ace. Welcome back to another video. Something's been catching my attention with BF4 and honestly, it's kinda hard to ignore. We haven't seen a single BF4 update since May the 23rd. No new modes, no tweaks, total silence. And here's why that matters. When DICE goes quiet, it usually means they're deep into the next big thing. This isn't just a gap in content, it might be a clear signal that something major is coming. Like the June 17th reveal, everybody has been hyping up on Battlefield Reddit and other social media platforms. If you aren't up to speed about what is happening in BFLabs, let me fill you in. On June the 13th, so this last Friday, there was a BFLabs playtest. And the reason this playtest was kinda important for many people is because there hasn't been a playtest since the May 23rd, when there was a 72-hour playtest happening back when DICE was testing the stability and performance of BFLabs, possibly also preparing for a big reveal or a next huge build update. So naturally, as people waited nearly a month to play a new BFLabs build, they were greeted with the exact same thing they played for almost 2 months now. It was the same 3 maps, it was Conquest and Domination, not even Breakthrough, just Conquest and Domination, and there was basically nothing new happening with the vehicles, with the guns, it was the exact same balance. So yes, there are still, for example, non-class lock weapons, Engineer still has 2 launchers with 18 rockets, and so on. And since non-class lock weapons and class balance are some of the main talking points in the community as of right now, naturally many people felt a little bit disappointed that DICE hasn't done anything about them in nearly 1 month's time. And I truly believe that this is for a reason, that they're trying to release the next huge build as a reveal update that's gonna come in the form of a trailer, perhaps they're gonna have their own event, maybe it's gonna be some type of an open alpha / beta as well. We don't really know. But I know when DICE starts stalling and they go radio silent on all social media platforms, it usually comes right before a huge massive reveal of the next Battlefield game, where we're gonna get to know what the game is called, how much it's gonna cost, when it's coming, and all these other big things. And naturally, for such a big event, they want to present the latest build they have available to them, which is probably gonna be a build where it's gonna have more than 3 maps, it's gonna have more than 2 vehicles, and it's gonna probably not gonna have this massive balance problems that we have been seeing in BFLabs for the past 2 or 3 months. If you want my honest opinion, I do believe that EA and DICE are kinda slow with releasing official teaser trailers for Battlefield 6. In previous Battlefield titles, some teaser trailers have been shown as early as March before the game came out in November. And we are not seeing this here. I'm gonna show you a small 15-second teaser trailer from Battlefield 4, which happened in March. There's no gameplay, it's just a CGI animated clip of a tank, but it was just cool enough to get the broad audience a bit more interested in Battlefield 6, which I think EA is kind of missing the opportunity of doing this. Before we show you that clip, if you guys could leave me a like, comment, and a subscription for future content, I would really much appreciate that. I'm pushing 3,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate if you would be one of those subscribers. Thank you so much for your consideration. Now let's check that Battlefield 4 teaser trailer, and after that I'm gonna be right back with you and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Check it out. EA and DICE had a couple of these teaser trailers in the pipeline. This, what you saw, was the one for the land vehicles, there was one for sea vehicles, there was one for air vehicles, and they all kind of came at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, and everybody was talking about them. Even before we saw anything about BF4, before there was an alpha, before there was a beta, before anything. And they already revealed the name of the game, because it was called, of course, Prepare for Battle. It was released in March, way before, like I said, the game was ever shown. And I really do think that EA and DICE are missing the opportunity here of building some extra hype for Battlefield 6. And of course, I do know that the reason probably why they're not doing any of those teasers is because there's hundreds and hundreds of videos, hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes of footage of BFLabs leaked online, basically since March and February, or whenever it began. That's probably why they're not doing it. But I digress, guys. I still think that we should get official words from developer and the publisher of the game, and an official trailer about the game soon, because June is here. If we are to believe EA earnings call, where they said they want to release the game before March 2026, and where they say they definitely do not want to compete with GTA, which is coming in March 2026, we can expect the game to come probably this fall. That's going to be like the most accurate estimation I think anybody could give you, because the game has been in development for nearly 5 years. So I really believe that June 17th this month, so in 2 days, as of the recording of this video, should probably be when they show at least a small 10-second teaser like the one what you saw on the screen right now. And what do you think? Do you think they should show something, or are you okay with nothing? Are you fine with just leaks and we are just basically left to fend for ourselves while they're working on the game? For me personally, I'm fine with either way, but I think for the people who aren't playing Battlefield, they need to have official footage. I mean, people who aren't really invested in this community and aren't really playing this franchise or playing EA DICE games at all, maybe don't know that much about the leaks, so they need something official to be shown on big games events and so on. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section. I would love to pick your mind about what you think about this whole situation. And while the BFLabs build was the same, we did get some new leaked footage about the anti-aircraft weaponry being used. And I was very excited to see those because I haven't really seen them since BFLabs came out. So we saw footage of the anti-aircraft Centurion serum being used. This is the one you're seeing on the screen right now. This is the AA which usually sits in base to protect your air vehicles from getting spawn camped by the enemy air vehicles. This existed in Battlefield 3 and BF4 if you haven't played those games, but there is a key difference between the BF3 and the BF4 one. In the Battlefield 3 version, you could actually enter the stationary base AA to protect your vehicles manually, so it was a manned vehicle. And in Battlefield 4, this was an automatic aimbot AI-controlled vehicle where it would literally shred the enemy vehicles to pieces if they were spotted and they were like in the vicinity of that anti-aircraft gun. There were some crazy people in Battlefield 3 who literally mained, just maining Centurion Serum or the Tunguska anti-aircraft in their base. I saw some guy with a Bedlock Pro who had like 10,000 kills in this thing on like 1,000 hour playtime. Crazy stuff. So those are returning. Then we actually saw the clips of the mobile anti-aircraft being played. I think this was the NATO version. It looked to me like some type of a Bradley. It was just an anti-aircraft Bradley. And it had your standard stuff. It looked that it has like an air radar, it had heat seekers, and it had some type of a 20 or 30 millimeter anti-aircraft cannon. Overall, it looked very agile. The physics obviously weren't finished, but it looked very agile and it looked quite effective. And then we had stationary anti-aircraft guns, which are just positioned everywhere across the map. Here are those on the screen that look something like this. I'm not sure if this is the exact same model, but it looks something like in this fashion. And I think those are very cool because sometimes as infantry, your anti-aircraft weaponry is just not effective. For example, the Stinger and the Eagle. Perhaps you don't have ammo, perhaps they're out of range. So having like a stationary air gun which you have to run to and then man it and be completely exposed obviously while using it, I think is a very solid balance and risk type reward situation of you using it to try to kill the enemy chopper or jet who is bombarding your vehicles or your team in general. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me and a little bit of Star Wars Battlefront. If you're wondering why I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront a little bit, it's what I've been playing recently because the game is very active. It's one of my favorite DICE games. And my community basically voted that they would rather watch this than Battlefield 2042. So we are playing a little bit of Star Wars. Of course, I still upload Battlefield footage too. This is something I just play in my free time, so I have a lot of footage I can use as background gameplay. If you enjoyed watching this video, leave a like and a comment and subscription, and I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.